Chapter 301, Fang Yuan vs. Zhuba 2. Looking at the number 8 expert in 4th Inner City Senior Zhuba, beaten till he vomited blood by a newcomer, this scene overturned many people's expectations. But Zhuba was still an experienced veteran. He suddenly shouted, stretching out both arms and tightly hugged Fang Yuan. Fang Yuan felt that he was wrapped by cotton. The fat meat squeezed at him from all directions, causing him to be unable to move. He punched and kicked, hitting flesh with every hit. Zhuba's bones were broken, and his flesh was beaten to pulp, mashed under his skin. But Zhuba gritted his teeth, forcefully trapping Fang Yuan. He was almost beaten senseless by Fang Yuan, but the only clear thought on his mind reminded him, if he let this monster out, he would be in deep trouble. As the space around him was squeezed, Fang Yuan snorted, showing no fear as he activated the all-out effort goo. A green bull phantom appeared in mid-air. A new beast phantom. Bai Ningbing saw this and her pupils shrunk. Secretly, Fang Yuan had already grown this powerful. If I go against him, with just my goo worms, I'm afraid. Bai Ningbing's heart sank. The bull's strength was strong and lasting. Fang Yuan stretched out his arms and pulled Zhuba's fat arms that were tightly coiled around him. Comparing strength, how could Zhuba be his match? Zhuba tried his best. His arms were shivering, and sweat poured down like rain. But he could not stop Fang Yuan. Damn it, if he gets loose, I am done for. Zhuba felt an intense feeling of unease. The intense premonition of death was causing him to feel extremely scared. I admit defeat, he screamed. Compared to his life, what was fame? The hosting goo master immediately used the battle stage to forcefully separate the two. The battle has been decided. Fang Zheng wins, Zhuba loses. The hosting goo master announced. The crowd gasped. He actually won. Zhuba is just a paper tiger, pretending to be strong on the outside. I was almost fooled by him. Zhuba can't even beat a newcomer. How can he be the number 8 expert? This is truly shameful for our 4th Inner City battle stage. Zhuba's pathetic state now destroyed the image he had painstakingly built up over the years. Bai Ningbing heard the chattering and shook her head internally. Zhuba has been an expert for many years. He is definitely strong. Unfortunately, he met Fang Yuan. Zhuba's fighting style was countering his opponent's attacks. First using defense to waste his opponent's primeval essence and stamina, then counterattacking to win. But he fought against Fang Yuan, this monster, as a strength cultivator. Coupled with the heavenly essence treasure lotus, he has endless primeval essence. Stamina is also his forte as a strength cultivator. The two countered each other in different aspects, but the tougher one won. Speaking of which, it was rather ironic. Bai Ningbing changed her style, becoming more scheming and devious. Fang Yuan was also changing. From his former scheming style, he started fighting with raw power, a forthright style that goes all in. The two seemed to have swapped styles. Zhuba fell and admitted defeat. Losing to Fang Yuan, his reputation was completely tarnished. Good job. Below the stage, Wei Yang laughed as he said to Fang Yuan. This was Fang Yuan's first battle in 4th Inner City, thus Wei Yang came to watch. Fang Yuan's performance was out of Wei Yang's expectations. Wei Yang was very concerned about Fang Yuan. One, because of the clan leader's orders and mission, but also because of their friendship. Maybe you were born for the strength path. At the banquet, Wei Yang exclaimed. He patted Fang Yuan's shoulders. I walked on the strength path in the past, but failed. Now, I see hope in you. Do you know? Many eyes are watching you now. Continue walking on this path without doubt. Fang Yuan nodded. He knew his circumstance. He had just risen to 4th Inner City and met Zhuba, defeating him. Getting famous overnight, many were taken aback. This battle had just ended, but he had received many people's forceful challenge. These people were mostly strength path goo masters, coming after his all-out effort goo. The better he performs, the greater the value of the all-out effort goo, and the more greed it attracts. Right now, those that were coming for him were all experts in 4th Inner City. Henceforth, his predicament would only get tougher, but the tougher it got, the more his battle intent surged, as Fang Yuan felt his blood burning. Just this level of risk and difficulty, what are they? How can they stop me? Fang Yuan's advancement. In this world, nobody is capable of ending my ambitions. 8 days later, he fought Jin Bian Yuan. After fighting evenly for a while, he unleashed his beast phantoms, destroying Jin Bian Yuan's core defensive goo worm, killing him on the spot. 10 days later, Liao Huadong, who was famed for aggressive attacks, fought against Fang Yuan. Fang Yuan fought attack with more attacks, taking him down head-on. If not for the hosting Gu Master, Liao Huadong would have been dead. 17 days later, Zhang De, who has the strength of 5 tigers, fought an exciting match against Fang Yuan, but was beaten like a dead dog, lying on the ground, motionlessly. Time continued to pass by, as Fang Yuan won again and again. There were many experts in 4th Inner City, but Fang Yuan's growth was insane. Be it cultivation, addition of new Gu worms, or other these aspects, the more he won. The more primeval stones he received. He fought his way through, advancing bravely. Every match was a treat to watch for the spectators. But on the other hand, he was very vigilant. He had never looked down on any opponent, getting all the information he needed beforehand. With Wei Yang and Li Ran, one having authority while the other one has an underground network, Fang Yuan could gather all the information necessary before a battle. He was not a brainless brute. He only accepted 4 matches a month. Although forceful challenge was a rule, to prevent intentional targeting, the challenged Gu Master can have 8 days of rest time after every match. Fang Yuan used this time to prepare himself adequately, ignoring the taunting from others. He focused on cultivating. The battle stage's purpose was to assess and train himself, as well as a source of revenue. He had become famous. His victories caused his name to spread wide. The strongest newcomer in history. The star of hope and reviving strength path, the ferocious and ruthless beast. Many titles were bestowed onto him, depicting his traits. Newcomer but has an amazing win record, owns the all-out effort Gu, ruthless and cruel. Never letting go of an enemy he can kill, and others. 3 months passed like this. This day, in the secret room, Fang Yuan and Bai Ningbing sat opposite each other. Bai Ningbing placed both palms on Fang Yuan's back, injecting her snow-silver primeval essence into him. The primeval essence were converted over by the flesh-bone unity Gu. After some losses, they were injected into Fang Yuan's aperture. In the aperture, primeval essence ebbed and flowed as waves crashed and assaulted the aperture walls. Swish, swish, swish. The tides rose and fell, never ending. The white light walls were assaulted and started to change. A moment later, the light walls were replaced by water walls, as the white light flowed like water, causing the aperture walls to become thicker and stronger. From rank 3 initial stage, he advanced to middle stage. Fang Yuan only used a few months. This was all due to the flesh-bone unity Gu and Bai Ningbing. The higher the Gu Master's rank, the larger the difference between their cultivation across small realms. Bai Ningbing was rank 3 peak stage. It was very helpful to Fang Yuan. This speed, if exposed, would cause a great commotion. Even Fang Yuan, who was knowledgeable, felt secretly shocked. But Bai Ningbing, who was a former 10 extreme physique and had a monstrous cultivation speed, did not feel any shock towards Fang Yuan's advancement. If Bai Ningbing was rank 4. Using the light gold primeval essence, Fang Yuan's cultivation speed would be increased further. Feeling the change in Fang Yuan's aura, Bai Ningbing knew he had succeeded and retracted her palm. So how, in a few days, you will reach 4th Inner City. Battle stage. Are you interested in raising your cultivation to rank 4? Fang Yuan turned around and asked. The higher Bai Ningbing's cultivation was, the faster he could cultivate himself. No need. If you can stand firm with rank 3 cultivation and fight your way through, so can I. Bai Ningbing snorted coldly, not showing any nice expressions. Fang Yuan. But at the end, she added, my aptitude rose again, reaching 92%. At this rate, when are you going to give me the Yonggu? Oh, that's fast. Fang Yuan was shocked. He knew a lot about the 10 extreme aptitude, but the details were not in depth. Even though poison vow was removed, Bai Ningbing still served a huge purpose. You don't have to worry. With me around, I can protect your life. We used the poison vow Gu before. Even if you don't trust me, surely you trust the Gu's power. Humph. Bai Ningbing did not rebuke him. These last few months she spent with Fang Yuan were the most peaceful period of her life. As the two worked hard together, and with the poison vow Gu allowing them to form an alliance. But it seems, this guy, he's growing faster and gaining more rewards. Regarding this, Bai Ningbing had a clear understanding of their differences. Her improvement was large, but his was larger. These few months, Fang Yuan not only gained the strength of a turtle, but also used the rank 3 bronze skin Gu, giving his skin another layer of defense. Rank 2 bronze skin Gu can only give the Gu Master's skin increased defense for a limited period of time. The rank 3 bronze skin Gu used one's own body and grants this defense to their body permanently. Now, Fang Yuan's skin is bronze color, like he had undergone a suntan. Iron bones, steel tendon, bronze skin, with golden shield Gu. Fang Yuan's defense was at initial success stage, even among third inner-city battle stage. It is sufficient to deal with any strong FOE.AS for the canopy Gu. Fang Yuan had already sold it. It overlapped with the Golden Shield Gu, and did not suit Fang Yuan's fighting style. Just as Fang Yuan advanced to middle stage, a group of people arrived outside Shangclan City. Shangclan City. Gu Fangzheng is inside, huh? Tai Ruanan thought as she walked ahead of everyone. Tai Daoku greets young master. Tai Daoku rapidly paid his respects. Chapter 302. Tai Ruanan. Tai Daoku, what happened to your eyes? Tai Ruanan saw Tai Daoku wearing a black eye patch and asked in surprise. Tai Daoku showed an embarrassed expression, speaking the truth. My eyes were injured by Bai Ningbing. A few months ago, he had a battle with Bai Ningbing and suffered a great setback. Losing his left eye, his battle strength fell drastically, and with the hand blade Gu mercilessly taken by Bai Ningbing, he was no longer her match. But Tai Daoku did not give up. He had a determined heart, gritting his teeth and relied on the battle stage, along with taking some jobs of escorting and investigating, to survive in Shangclan City. He was like a lone wolf licking his wounds. As he observed Fang and Bai secretly, slowly gaining back his strength as well as reporting to the clan. Precisely because of his letter, Tai Ruanan brought a team here personally. Bai Ningbing actually injured you. Tai Daoku, your intel had some errors. Why did you not mention this in your letter? Tai Ruanan frowned, slightly unhappy. How could I have the face to say it? Tai Daoku laughed bitterly. He was a rank 3 Gu master. He had his pride and dignity. But towards Tai Ruanan's accusation, he lowered his head, answering, it was my mistake. He was a proud man, but he was very respectful to Tai Ruanan. It has been 2 years. 2 years ago, Tai Xueling's death was reported to the clan, causing them to fall into deep sorrow. A rank 5 Gu master was a great strength. Standing at the peak of the mortal realm, even a huge clan like Tai clan would feel pain in losing one. Moreover, this was the divine investigator Tai Xueling. His name spread throughout the southern border. He was a symbol and a flag for Tai clan. Tai Xueling's death was a loss to Tai clan, but also a loss to the entire righteous faction. Just as the clan grieved, Tai Ruanan, as Tai Xueling's daughter, stood up. She had been following her father, roaming the southern border. After returning to the clan, she challenged the Tai clan 13 halls, defeating her foes in the arena battles and becoming one of the 8 young masters in Tai clan. After taking over Tai clan's internal affairs, she cracked many cases. Corruption and greed could not hide from her, as she brought the criminals to justice. Tai Xueling fell, but Tai Ruanan rose, taking over her father's duty, and became the new rising star for the last 2 years in Tai clan. Tai Ruanan's name started to travel wide, and even Tai Daoku, someone who was far away in Shangclan City, heard about her stories. Tai clan and Shang clan had different policies. Even if Tai Ruanan fails to attain the position of Tai clan leader, she will still be an important member, a great general protecting the mountain. She was young, but already rank 3 upper stage. Her title of genius was true to its name. Be it Tai Ruanan's current or future achievements, it was worth Tai Daoku's respect. Tai Mu, go see to his injuries. Tai Ruanan waved her hand, saying, Tai Mu had a delicate face. He was the healing Gu master in the team. He quickly went forward and checked Tai Daoku's eyes in front of everyone. In just a few breaths, Tai Mu reported, his eye is crippled. There is nothing I can do. To heal it, a rank 5 Gu master is needed. He was being humble, merely 28 years old but already rank 3 peak stage. He was a clan elite from Tai clan's side branch. Many people tried to recruit him, but he decided to serve Tai Ruanan instead. These few years, Tai Ruanan had taken the role of young master, and her forces expanded, recruiting many talented elites into her faction. Tai Mu was only one of them. In Shangclan City, there is a rank 5 expert named Dr. Su Shou. Tai Daoku, take this money and go heal your eyes. Tai Ruanan took out a primeval elder Gu and threw it to Tai Daoku. Thank you, young master. Tai Daoku took the Gu and showed a grateful expression. Dr. Su Shou's treatment fee was extremely expensive. He had scrimped and saved these few years to save up enough money to heal his eyes. But 100,000 primeval stones was not a small sum. Commodity prices in Shangclan City is high, and Tai Daoku had to buy a hand blade Gu. He had no opportunity to save enough money. He straightened his back. I have already reserved a garden estate for young master to stay in. Please follow me. But Tai Ruanan waved her hand. No rush. Bring me to Nanshou Garden. In your report, you mentioned that Feng and Bai stayed at Nanshou Garden, right? Yes, that is so. Tai Daoku was stunned, not expecting Tai Ruan-nan to be so direct. Lead the way. Tai Ruan-nan instructed. Yes. Tai Ruan-nan had a swift and decisive nature, but a moment later, she was denied entry. Sorry, my two masters are cultivating in their secret rooms. Nanshou Garden's doorboy respectfully said. What? Scared? Trying to hide inside? Tai Daoku snorted in disdain. The doorboy had been specially trained by Shang clan. He had great qualities. After giving Tai Daoku a look, he remained guarding the door firmly, not letting them through. Tai Ruan-nan was one of the young masters of the great Tai clan. She would not make a fuss towards a child. She smiled, taking out an invitation, passing it to the doorboy. No worry, pass them my invitation letter. I have some relationship with your masters. We will come again at night. I will definitely convey Lord's message, but they are in closed cultivation. I cannot guarantee when they will come out. They might not come out by dinner time. The doorboy reminded before they left. Until dinner time, when Tai clan came again, they were rejected once more. I think this Feng and Bai are afraid of young master's grandeur, hiding inside afraid to show up. Maybe they are trying to display their authority, especially targeting us. Tai clan gang guessed, speaking in indignance. They had visited twice, but were treated like this. Did they really think so highly of themselves? Even Shang clan young master would need to leave his work and come to attend to the group. Do not be anxious. We will come again tomorrow morning. Tai Ruan-nan calmed the gang, handing out another invitation as she showed an expression deep in thought. On the second morning, Nanshou Garden closed shut again. Tai clan gang's emotions were surging, almost breaking through by force, but were halted by Tai Ruan-nan, who handed out another invitation. The group had just left, and Fang Yuan came out of his secret room. Tai Ruan-nan? Hearing the servant's report, Fang Yuan gave a weird look. He knew that this woman was Tai Xueling's daughter. Didn't she die on Qingmao Mountain? Tai Xueling flew out of the bronze mask of the mountain giant puppet Gu, using the steel hand Gu to save Tai Ruan-nan. Fang Yuan and Bai Ningbing were engaging in a fierce fight at that moment, his vision obstructed by the white form immortal snake, thus he did not see it. After the fog dispersed, he was attacked by the crane group. The scene was a mess, and he did not have a second to rest. Even until Bai Ningbing self-detonated, Fang Yuan did not see Tai Ruan-nan. Thus, in Fang Yuan's impression, he had always thought that the Tai clan father and daughter had died on Qingmao Mountain. To think this Tai Ruan-nan is still alive, not only that, she even became Tai clan young master. Fang Yuan held the three invitations, taking a look and frowning deeply. Seeing this name, he felt a strong killing intent oozing out of his heart. This person is too much of an eyesore, a survivor of Qingmao Mountain. Had interacted with himself and Guyu Fangzhang, a huge threat to himself. If his true identity was exposed, it would affect his current peaceful lifestyle, and the haven he had painstakingly crafted in Shangclan City would be lost. But this Tai Ruan-nan, Fang Yuan could not do anything to her. Tai clan young master, in Shangclan City, he was not permitted to kill her. I am still too weak. If I was rank 6 like back then, I could kill this small fry with one finger. Fang Yuan sighed in his heart. Although his battle strength surged, and his growth was astounding, killing Tai Ruan-nan had consequences the current him could not bear. In fact, he could not even use his own name at this point. There is always a mountain higher than a mountain, an expert stronger than another expert. Rank 5 was only the mortal realm peak, yet he was merely rank 3. Fang Yuan quickly sorted his thoughts. Eliminating her was the most direct method, but it could not be used, thus he had to think of a way to deal with this unwanted guest. The matter on Qingmao Mountain was not exposed. Seeing Tai Ruan-nan's action, she must not know anything. Otherwise, she would not come with just this group to arrest me. She sent out 3 invitations and purposely displayed her determination of wanting to meet me. It seems she wants to learn what happened back then from me. After all, her father died on Qingmao Mountain. Then the matter now is, I am using Guyu Fangzhang's name now. Will she suspect my true identity? If she has suspicions, how do I get rid of her doubts? Or even worse, if my identity is exposed, how do I salvage it? From Shang Yin Fei's findings, I have an ordinary aptitude. Only my brother is a grade aptitude. How do I explain the change in my talent? Fang Yuan's brain rapidly worked. He was a sly schemer, having a vigilant nature. He always considered the worst outcome, and this huge crisis was no different. He quickly thought of a countermeasure. If I really get to that stage, I will sell the blood skull Gu to Shang Yin Fei. He had been collecting the Blood Sea True Inheritance. If I sell the Blood Skull Goo to him, he would be able to raise Shang Xinc's aptitude. He dotes on her so much, using the man triumphing heaven Goo for her to change her fate. He will not reject this deal. Handing over the Blood Skull Goo would allow Fang Yuan to explain the reason why he concealed his identity. But unless the matter had progressed to the worst stage, Fang Yuan would definitely not sell the Blood Skull Goo. The Blood Skull Goo is a divine goo to raise geniuses for a clan. If I sell it to Shang Clan's forces would expand rapidly. Although the Blood Skull Goo has no value to me anymore, it is another story for others. Fang Yuan did not know Fang Zheng was still alive now, and was experiencing a rapid growth in strength. Chapter 303. I really want to kill her. Fang Yuan could not help but think again. According to Tai Clan's reaction, Tai Ruanan probably has no idea the Blood Skull Goo is in my hands. Maybe my grade aptitude now is the greatest facade I have. Regarding this, Fang Yuan was spot on. The truth is, Tai Ruanan had never suspected Fang Yuan's identity. The reason was obviously aptitude. Tai Ruanan had always assumed that Fang Yuan was the desolate ancient moon physique. Regarding the weakness of the 10 extreme physique, she had learned much about it in Tai Clan. After such a long time had passed, if it was really Fang Yuan, he would have died long ago. Furthermore, from Tai Dao Ku's reports, Fang Yuan's fighting style of being brave and forthright was also a testament to his identity. In Tai Ruanan's mind, Fang Zheng was the one with such a style. As for that devious Fang Yuan, how could he fight with such ferocity? On Tai Ruanan's fourth visit, she finally met Fang Yuan. In the living room, only Fang Yuan and Tai Ruanan were present, the rest were sent away. To think that you and I would meet under such circumstances. Tai Ruanan exclaimed. Fang Yuan and Fang Zheng were twins, they looked almost identical. She exclaimed, but Fang Yuan was even more emotional, sighing deeply. The past is the past. Let it stay that way. I do not want to mention it again. Tai Ruanan's eyes shone sharply. No, some things cannot be forgotten. My visit this time is for the matter back then. You must know how my father died. Please tell me the truth. Fang Yuan looked at Tai Ruanan deeply. She showed no fear, staring right back at him. Her gaze showed a strong, determined spirit. Her eyes and eyebrows were sharper than before. As she did not roam around these few years, her slightly dark skin had turned pale, and together with her aquiline nose and red lips, it displayed the image of a heroic female general. No doubt, she was a beauty. Although no match for Bai Ningbing and Shang Xinci, her body had great shape, especially the long legs. Coupled with her unique disposition, it caused her to shine among people and lure the conquering desire of men. But Fang Yuan was not concerned with her appearance. From her gaze, Fang Yuan sensed that she had no doubt about his identity. This was good. Then next, the problem was how to explain the matter back then. Fang Yuan knew, if he did not give a proper explanation, Tai Ruanan would not let go. Regarding this, Fang Yuan had his measures. Thus, he sighed, every time I think about Qingmao. Maintain, my heart aches. You may have lost a father, but I lost a clan, every single one of my family, and was forced to roam in the wilds. Although Shang Clan City is good, it is after all a foreign land. There is no feeling of home. Saying so, his eyes turned red. Seeing Fang Yuan act like this, Tai Ruanan's tough as steel gaze softened. As people in similar circumstances, both of them were victims. But compared to her, Fang Zheng, who had lost all his clansmen, was no doubt more pitiful. Do you know? You killed a young master from my clan. If I had not stopped them, you would have been trialed by my clan already. Tai Ruanan changed the topic. Fang Yuan's expression changed, rapidly explaining. I know about the matter regarding Tai Dao Ku. It was not intentional. I dug the traps to deal with the grass skirt monkeys. Who asked your Tai clan to tail after me and fall into my trap? They were asking for death. How can you blame me? A life for a life. It is perfectly justified. No? Tai Ruanan's expression turned solemn. Fang Yuan laughed coldly in his heart. If that is the case, how many lives would I need to repay them? His face showed a cold smile too. Tai Ruanan, after so many things had happened, we are no longer naive kids. Your Tai clan has no justification in this matter. The reason you did not act is because of the purple thorn token in my hand. Is that not the case? Tai Ruanan replied honestly, the purple thorn token is the main reason. But it can only protect your safety in Shang Clan City. Once you leave, we will not let you go. If you can tell me the truth behind the matter back then, I can assure you, as long as I live, Tai clan will not pursue you for this matter. Fang Yuan's heart was slightly shocked. This Tai Ruan seemed to have developed well these few years. Even as a Tai-clan young master, not many had this level of authority. If you do not believe me, we can use the poison Valgu. Tai Ruan continued. Poison Valgu again. To speak the truth, Fang Yuan was already getting sick of refining the eating one's words Gu. The truth is nothing much. Now that you are Tai-clan's young master, can you not guess it? Fang Yuan lowered his head, secretly observing Tai Ruan. He used this to probe her, but Tai Ruan did not seem to notice it. The young girl smiled. Actually, even if you do not say it, I have an idea already. Fang Yuan's tone changed. You know? Tai Ruan sighed slowly. The 10 extreme physique is not a secret to the high-tier clans in the Gu Master world. Causing that scene and sealing the entire Qingmao mountain in ice, even a rank 5 Gu Master cannot do it. But what I did not expect is, your brother was not the desolate ancient moon physique, but the northern dark ice soul physique. What? Fang Yuan called out in his mind, but his expression remained the same, only squinting appropriately. Why did she think I am the desolate ancient moon physique? Fang Yuan felt weird at the absurdity of her claim. Wait, no wonder back then, the Guyu clan leader protected me for no reason. Don't tell me, they thought my cultivation speed was due to the 10 extreme physique? As he considered this, many things started to make sense. If she thinks so, then the northern dark ice soul physique is my greatest cover. This means she had never doubted my real identity. As long as I do not show a flaw in my pretense later. Thinking of this, Fang Yuan's face showed a complicated and painful expression. He did not speak, only sighing. The more he speaks, the more loopholes he creates. Words lead to mistakes. Tai Ruan looked at his expression and affirmed her guess. As her tone became softer, Fang Zheng, I know the pain in your heart is very complicated. The only who ruined your home, causing you to roam outside, and murdered your entire clan, was your own brother Fang Yuan. Fang Yuan stopped her words, his eyes turning red. Stop speaking, since you know so clearly. Why must you ask me now? But I need a clear answer. All these were my assumptions. Tai Ruan gave a forceful gaze. Fang Yuan nodded, as tears fell silently. Tai Ruan, seeing this, could not force him further, only saying dejectedly, Do you know? I had rushed back to Qingmao Mountain, seeing the snow that engulfed the mountain. My heart was a mess. I know my father was killed by Fang Yuan. If he was still around, the hatred of killing my father is greater than the heavens. I will definitely kill him for revenge. But he is already dead, so what if I am not content with the outcome? I want to be filial to my parents, but it is too late. I want to kill the murderer, but he is already dead. It is the greatest regret in life. Tai Ruan sighed, not knowing that her mortal enemy was right in front of her. Fang Yuan snorted coldly, showing displeasure. Fang Yuan is after all my brother. He is already dead. What more do you want? Tai Ruan's eyes shone. I want to know some things. Back then, my father had received a mysterious letter. I know what is written in it. It says that the Guyu village contained a blood-sea inheritance. Thus my father disregarded his injuries and rushed to Qingmao Mountain immediately. Do you and Bai Ningbing know about it? Fang Yuan shook his head. If I obtained it, I would have used it already. Why would I suffer so much on this journey? Tai Ruan stared at Fang Yuan with deep meaning. The blood-sea inheritance brings endless disasters. Back then, the demonic Pathgu master blood-sea ancestor left this vile inheritance behind. Getting to the root of the problem, my father's death was also due to this inheritance. Fang Zheng, if you really receive this inheritance, I hope you can hand it over to me and let me compensate for some of my regrets. Fang Yuan shook his head. No means no. Tai Ruan was solemn. Before speaking, according to my reports, you have a Gu in your possession that gives off a strong blood aura. You used to use it as a long-range attack. But after you converted to a strength path cultivation, you no longer use it. Why is that? Fang Yuan was stunned, before realizing. You are suspecting me of taking the blood-sea inheritance, but wanted to conceal it? Humph. You mean this Gu? Fang Yuan willed, and took out the blood moon Gu from his aperture, tossing it to Tai Ruan. This is the blood moon Gu from my clan. Did you not see my brother use it before? Back when the explosion occurred, my clan leader and Bai clan leader worked together and protected me and Bai Ningbing at the expense of their lives. The clan leader handed me his remaining Gu, and during the journey with Bai Ningbing, many Gu died of hunger, but only this blood moon Gu remained because it was easy to feed. Fang Yuan's words not only answered Tai Ruan's inquiry, but even explained why he and Bai Ningbing were able to escape from the icy hell. Tai Ruan inspected the blood moon Gu. her expression turning relaxed. So that's it. Your clan leader was courageous. In order to protect the bloodline, he sacrificed himself. He is truly noble. Fang Yuan snorted. That is why I have to live better and rebuild Guyu village. Whoever dares to stop me, I will end his life. This explains why he was so cruel and ruthless in the battle stage. Although we did not spend much time together, I can evidently feel that you have changed. Tai Ruanan looked at Fang Yuan. She was only reminiscing and did not suspect him. After encountering such a trauma, most people would change. That was normal. Fang Yuan looked at her plainly. People change. Didn't you change as well? Tai Ruanan shook her head. I have just been walking on my own road. After that, both of them went silent. Long after, Tai Ruanan spoke. I will bring Tai Daoku back. I promise you, Tai clan will no longer pursue this matter. Relying on Shang clan and rebuilding your clan is a good method. Many people succeeded, and I wish you success as well. After saying that, the young girl stood up and left decisively. Fang Yuan looked at her leave, his eyes squinting. He had an obscure premonition. This Tai Ruanan was not simple. She might bring him great problems in the future. I really want to kill her in advance. Fang Yuan was filled with helpless regret. Chapter 304. Bitter Strength Gu. Tai Ruanan really left. And like she said, she took Tai Daoku with her. Fang Yuan understood very well what kind of person Tai Daoku was. Being able to fight intensely with Bai Ningbing for such a long time, he clearly was an expert and could not be looked down upon. Now, he had been recruited by Tai Ruanan. This Tai Ruanan must be eliminated. Leaving her alive will be an enormous threat. Fang Yuan had an intense premonition in his heart. Because Tai Ruanan, him, and Bai Ningbing had a common point, they were people who found the road they want to walk on in life. Such people had great willpower and courage, as long as they didn't die prematurely. They were sure to have huge accomplishments. Tai Ruanan also had a great aptitude along with the support of Tai clan. She was one of the 8 young masters of Tai clan. Just this alone, Fang and Bai could not compare with her even with the purple thorn tokens. If our growth continues like this, she will gradually throw me and Bai Ningbing far away. Only through the 3 kings' inheritance can I decrease the gap between us. Fang Yuan made a plan. With a normal development, Fang and Bai were not Tai Ruanan's match. The latter was one of the young masters of Tai clan. The resources she received were so much that Fang and Bai could not even begin to compare. Only by walking on an uncommon route, by taking risks and shortcuts, could they decrease this gap. The 3 kings' inheritance and the great demonic righteous battle of Etion Mountain were such shortcuts. Spring came and left, autumn left and returned. The river of time continued to flow ceaselessly, and over a year passed. Nanqiu Garden, secret room. Fang Yuan was sitting cross-legged on a cushion. Beads of sweat seeped out of his forehead. As he gritted his teeth and endured, he was refining Gu, and it was the crucial moment. A red, orange, and green sphere floated in mid-air, the size of a basket. Its lights tinged Fang Yuan's face with a variety of colors. Doing 4 tasks at once. Stone Turtle Strength Gu. Go. Following Fang Yuan's will, a darkish light flew out of his aperture and pierced into the 3-colored light sphere. The addition of Stone Turtle Strength Gu immediately created an intense reaction in the 3-colored light sphere. The light sphere, which had red, orange, and 3 colors, now had a dark light mixed into it. The 4 colors contended against each other, but no one could overwhelm the other, and the battle became chaotic. For a moment, the 4 colors moved fiercely, just like boiling water which was being stirred by a large hand. Boom. Suddenly, there was a small explosion. The light sphere burst apart and formed a 4-colored rain. The light rain came fast and left just as quickly. In a blink of an eye, the secret room was submerged in darkness. Everything disappeared. Failed again. In the eerie darkness, Fang Yuan sighed softly. Blood slowly seeped out from his nose, and due to the failure in refining Gu, his soul also received a backlash, causing him to have a burst of dizziness. This was already the 4th failure. A year and a half is gone. I have advanced to 3rd inner city from the 4th. However, I haven't been able to buy Bitter Strength Gu. Fang Yuan knew the reason. Point 1 was because Bitter Strength Gu was extremely rare and also very expensive. It rarely appeared even in Shangclan City. Second was because Shang Yizi was the one who managed the shops and was obstructing Fang Yuan from the dark. Shang Yizi was one of the young masters of Shangclan and was in control of the stores in Shangclan City. Fang Yuan wanted to buy Bitter Strength Gu, and Shang Yizi possessed all kinds of ways to obstruct Fang Yuan. 2 years ago, Fang Yuan arrived at Shangclan City and had extorted Shang Yizi. And after this was done, Shang Yizi relied on Baigu inheritance to pass the clan's examination and maintain his young master position. Although he was hindered by poison Valgu, not being able to make fatal moves against Fang Yuan, this way of taking revenge was still allowed. Shang Yizi was after all Shang Yanfei's son. Each loss he suffered made him wiser. After the setbacks he suffered, he roused his spirit, wiped away his decadence, became cautious in indulging in wine and women, and became more shrewd. He relied on the clan's system to deal with Fang Yuan. Using more hidden means that even the purple thorn token Fang Yuan possessed was of no use. Purple thorn token holders were considered Shang clan's esteemed guests. But in the end, they were outsiders and could not compare to Shang Yizi, who was Shang clan's young master. Since he could not buy bitter strength goo, Fang Yuan could only attempt to refine it himself. However, the success rate in refining bitter strength goo was really very low. Counting in today's attempt, Fang Yuan had already tried the fusion 4 times and in the process lost brown bear strength goo, galloping horse strength goo, green bull labor goo, and stone turtle strength goo. Apart from these, he had also lost precious supplementary materials and large amounts of primeval stones. Fortunately, Fang Yuan was able to keep on winning at the battle stage and earn resources, allowing him to bear the cost of goo refinement failure. Sigh. This time is also a failure. I can only wait for my injuries to recover before I try again. Fang Yuan sighed. Gu refinement required prudence. Failure to refine a goo could inflict backlash on the goo master's body and soul. Injuries on the body were easier to resolve, but because of multitasking, the soul suffered damage which was extremely troublesome to deal. The higher the rank and rarer the goo was, the more severe the consequences of failure. Thus, refinement goo masters would often be seriously injured or become bedridden because of goo refinement failures, and sometimes the backlash even led to deaths. It was not that goo which could heal the soul did not exist, but they were all extremely rare and were usually kept secretly by the large clans. The injuries to his soul this time would inflict light dizziness to Fang Yuan for over a month. This dizziness would affect Fang Yuan's battle strength, and such a minor gap could be fatal in a battle between experts. Thus Fang Yuan usually attempted this after an interval of a month to let his soul have enough time to recuperate. Gu refinement failed, but today's cultivation was not over. Fang Yuan waited in meditation. A short while later, he heard a knock from outside. He opened the door and welcomed Bai Ningbing. Over this course of a year and a half, Bai Ningbing made rapid progress and also reached the 3rd inner city, having assembled a set of goo worms. She was on par with Fang Yuan and rarely suffered losses. They were called the 2 new stars of this generation in the battle stage and received attention from many people. The 2 did not speak and only nodded to each other. Bai Ningbing sat cross-legged on the opposite cushion and placed her palms against Fang Yuan's back. Pouring her snow-silver primeval essence, Bai Ningbing was intentionally suppressing her cultivation and thus was still at rank 3 peak stage. In contrast, Fang Yuan's cultivation was advancing rapidly and was now only half a step away from rank 3 upper stage. 4 hours later, Bai Ningbing stopped injecting the primeval essence and withdrew her palms. Fang Yuan slowly opened his eyes. His aura was even more abundant, and there was a vague feeling of fullness. This was the sign of cultivation close to breaking through. My cultivation is getting close to rank 3 upper stage. I will break through within a few days. Fang Yuan calmly analyzed in his mind. After I break through to upper stage, I will use the white-silver relic goo and directly push my cultivation to rank 3 peak stage. Like this, I can catch up to Bai Ningbing, and also ease Spring-Autumn Cicada's pressure on the aperture. Spring-Autumn Cicada was Fang Yuan's vital goo, and was also a rank 6 goo. Over this course of a year and a half, it had been continually absorbing the water of the river of time, and its aura was growing stronger as it recovered, creating a pressure on Fang Yuan's aperture again. But the situation this time was many times better than the one on Qingmao Mountain. Fang Yuan's cultivation was advancing rapidly, and with a rank 3 aperture. It was not as pressing as back then on Qingmao Mountain. All this should be attributed to bone-flesh unity goo, and Bai Ningbing. Cultivation ended. Bai Ningbing stood up and left the secret room immediately. During the whole process, she did not say a word and her expression was cold as ice. Fang Yuan was also not someone who spoke a lot. Over this year and a half, the 2 were already used to interacting like this. Fang Yuan inwardly pondered. When I reach rank 3 peak stage, Bai Ningbing's primeval essence won't be of much help to me. But from this long period of interaction with her and from the minute changes in her aura, I can vaguely feel that she isn't far from rank 4 realm. Even if Bai Ningbing was trying her best to delay her cultivation, the curse of the 10 extreme physique had not disappeared and started showing its effect, according to what Bai Ningbing said. Her aptitude had raised by 2% again and was now at 93%. Another 7% increase would reach 100%, and she would regain her northern dark ice soul physique. If she reaches rank 4, her yellow-gold primeval essence would be of great help to me in breaking through to rank 4 realm. In some aspects, she and I are in similar circumstances. I have spring-autumn cicada, and she has northern dark ice soul physique. 7 days later, Fang Yuan received good news from Wei Yang. An auction. A rarely seen disaster appeared at Jufeng Mountain and destroyed Zhu Clan. The remnants of Zhu Clan had submitted to Shang Clan City and are auctioning large amounts of their clan's collections to maintain their livelihood. Thus, there will be an auction held soon. After saying this, Wei Yang intentionally said to Fang Yuan, "Brother Fang, your luck has come. I have investigated and found there is a bitter strength goo being auctioned this time." Wei Yang was clear of Fang Yuan's demand for bitter strength goo. Fang Yuan had even requested him to make inquiries before. The main thing is everyone in Shang Clan City are viewing this auction with importance. It will be difficult for young Master Shang Yizi to play tricks. Wei Yang added, the conflict between Shang Yizi and Fang Yuan was no secret to Shang Clan's higher-ups. Bitter strength goo. Zhu Clan. Fang Yuan's gaze brightened. Zhu Clan had centuries of foundation. There was sure to be many useful things up for bidding now that they were selling their properties. Bitter strength goo, which Fang Yuan had not obtained despite searching all over for it, was one of them. I have accumulated close to 1 million primeval stones in the course of this year and a half. I have a huge chance of successfully buying the bitter strength goo. Cases like Zhu Clan's destruction aren't rare. In this world, besides human disaster, there are also natural disasters. Strong wind blows throughout the year in Jufeng Mountain. Although it is a spiritual mountain possessing spirit springs, the environment is really bad. There could be many treasures in Zhu Clan's storage. I need to participate in the auction. Fang Yuan immediately decided. What? Zhu Clan has a bitter strength goo? In a study, Shang Yizi slowly furrowed his brows. He was holding a document on one hand. The document contained most of the details of the auction, and his other hand was on the table, his index finger knocking on the surface. To think Fang Zheng's luck is so good. I did everything to obstruct him, and it seems he is still going to obtain the bitter strength goo. Even Father is paying attention to the auction this time. It won't be easy for me to interfere. But, Fang Zheng, I won't let you get the bitter strength goo so easily. I will also participate in the auction and make sure you suffer a huge loss. Shang Yizi could not help but let out a cold snort at the thought. He had always kept a grudge due to Fang Yuan's extortion. He was a narrow-minded and petty person, refusing to see Fang and by gain fame and status. He could only ease the hatred in his heart by seeing Fang and Bai's pain and suffering. Chapter 305, Auction 1. Strong winds blow continuously throughout the year on Jufeng Mountain. Since its creation, Zhu Clan Village had been facing the threat of hurricanes. Zhu Clan Village is situated at the top of Jufeng Mountain, having hundreds of years of history. Contesting the natural disaster as mere humans, the clan often faced the threat of extermination, but they pulled through every time. But this time, they faced a giant hurricane that is rarely seen in 100 years. Zhu Clan Village could not longer defend themselves and was destroyed by the disaster. The terrifying hurricane destroyed the spirit spring, and many people in Zhu Clan died. After losing their village, they could only leave and come to Shang Clan City, seeking refuge in hopes of rebuilding their home in the future. Commodity prices are high in Shang Clan City. To live, they had to sell their assets. To Zhu Clan, this was a disaster. But to others, this was a rare opportunity. Although Zhu Clan was a small-sized clan, they had their secrets for being able to live on Jufeng Mountain and fighting the natural disaster for hundreds of years without falling. Zhu Clan selling off their assets made this auction very attractive to people. Once news got out, it attracted most people's attention in Shang Clan City. 7 days later, the auction was held. The auction. It was overcrowding with people and there were 0 empty seats in the large hall. The private rooms on higher floors were all sold out as well. Fang Yuan and Bai Ningbing, using their purple thorn tokens, snatched a private room for themselves. Fang Yuan opened a slit in the curtain of the room. Standing at one side feeling the rowdy atmosphere of the hall. This time, the auction had not started yet, and nearly 1,000 people in the hall were talking among themselves, making a great commotion. Sigh, what a pity for Zhu Clan. After hundreds of years, they finally lost to the hurricane. Man really cannot contest the strength of the natural elements. Someone exclaimed, "This is nothing much. New clans rise up and old clans get eliminated." Just like a few years ago, the three clans on Qingmao Mountain were wiped out together. Zhu clan's demise was nothing extraordinary. Someone felt indifferent. Zhu clan's tragedy is our happiness. I hear there are lots of good stuff in this auction. Someone was gloating at the clan's disaster. So many Zhu clansmen entered Shang Clan City. This will cause great disturbance to Shang Clan City's economy. Someone predicted the future. At this moment, there was a huge commotion. Look, that is Shang Clan young master Qianyo. Fang Yuan followed the voice and looked, seeing Shang Qianyo walk in from the entrance, taking large strides and he had a muscular build and his steps were stable. He was 30 years old now, as Shang Yanfei's eldest son. Greetings to eldest young master Qianyo. My respects to eldest young master. It is our honor to be able to see eldest young master in person. At once, many people rushed up and paid respects to Qianyo. Hello everyone. Qianyo did not speak much, smiling lightly as he calmly faced the situation. Finally, he walked into a private room under everyone's gaze. The auction house became quiet again. But soon after, a commotion rose again. Young Master Chao Feng and Fuxi are here too. They had a great relationship since young, as expected. They came here today together. The fourth son Shan Chao Feng still had a messy hair and a wild aura. The 13th son Shang Fuxi was refined and delicate, looking like a scholar. The two talked as they entered the private room together. Their servants opened a path for them along the way, and they did not care about the surrounding people. Fang Yuan looked with a cold expression, squinting. In his memory, Shang Chao Feng almost managed to get the Shang clan leader position. He was Shang Xinc's greatest competitor. He was wicked and devious, and had decisive courage. This was somewhat like Shang Yanfei. Shang Fuxi was his greatest supporter, willingly going under him, and had wits, being good at planning. In the future, when the righteous demonic battle at Etion Mountain occurred, he schemed and employed strategies that caused great damage to the demonic Gu masters, gaining fame instantly. The two, one was capable and the other was good at scheming, complementing each other. The former controlled the Gu battle zone while the latter controlled the auction zone. They were both important domains in Shang Clan City, being fully developed. Right now, these two were the third largest faction among the 10 contesting young masters. Before Shang Chao Feng and Shang Fuxi entered their room, another group of people came. Shang Pu Lao, Shang Xuan and Shang Baishi walked in full of smiles as they spoke. These three were the 8th, 9th, and 10th children of Shang Yanfei. Because of benefits, they formed into a small alliance. They were the second largest faction among the contesting young masters as they had a strong collective force and were temporarily suppressing Shang Chao Feng and Shang Fuxi. Shang Pu Lao controlled the brothels in Shang Clan City. He was a Casanova and womanizer. Shang Xuan was in charge of restaurants and silk stores, having a large mouth and wide nose. 2 traces of yellow smoke came out of his nose when he breathed. Shang Baishi was short and fat, but was also a strength path Gu master. His core Gu was the turtle tire Gu, having the strength of 10 turtles. Shang Xuan and Shang Baishi were strong experts in cultivation, while Shang Pu Lao had literary talent and fate with women. With the 3 as the head, 2 fighters and 1 scholar, they had great coordination. The 3 young masters did not choose a room, but sat in the hall. Shang Pu Lao had great interpersonal communication skills. Everywhere he went, people followed. He spoke casually among the people, blending in perfectly, causing the scene to be even more alive. And on his left and right, Shang Xuan and Shang Baishi stood like 2 guardians. Shang Yanfei's children are all dragons and phoenixes among men. Fang Yuan sighed internally. He had a clear understanding of Shang Clan's 10 young masters' situation now. Right now, there were 3 factions among the young masters. The first was Shang Qianyo. He was Shang Yanfei's eldest son. With just this identity, he had many Shang Clan elders and clansmen supporting him. The second was Shang Pu Lao, Shang Xuan and Shang Baishi. The 3 gathered into a strong force and were currently the center of attention. The third was Shang Chao Feng and Shang Fuxi, hiding their strength and awaiting a chance to rise up. As for the others, Shang Yizi was a loner, having little influence. Shang Qiwan was bubbly and vibrant, but had no ambition. Shang Paishou had great talent, but was too scheming. I want to help Shang Xinci ascend to the throne. We cannot compete with the 3 factions. Although Shang Xinci can cultivate, a forcefully awakened aperture only has C-grade aptitude. This is not a weak foundation, but zero foundation. Shang Xinci was Shang Yinfei's illegitimate daughter, and her mother was from Zhang clan. Zhang clan and Wu clan were very close, having much grudges with Shang clan. This was Shang Xinci's political weakness. Every year, during the Young Master assessment, there is a great opportunity for Shang Yinfei's other children to rise up. In my memory, Shang Xinci only became Shang clan Young Master after 6 years. But this is too long. If I want to make use of her, I have to get her up there as soon as possible. This year's assessment is a chance. Fang Yuan evaluated in his heart to get Shang Xinci into power. He had to deal with Shang Yinfei's other children. Since he could not deal with the 3 large factions, he will have to deal with the others. On this aspect, Fang Yuan had a plan ever since he entered Shang clan city. Just as he thought about Shang Xinci, she arrived. Numerous eyeballs were attracted to the entrance of the auction house. Shang clan's 2 beauties. Really pretty. Young Master Shang Qiwen looks cute and innocent, but coming with Lady Shang Xinci, she loses out in terms of appearance. The people discussed. Shang Xinci and Shang Qiwen held hands and spoke as they entered the auction house. Shang Qiwen wore a colorful dress. Her face was like peach, soft and tender. Shang Xinci wore a green skirt, her black hair silky and her eyes shining like the moon. Her skin was white as snow and her lips were pink and tender. She looked elegant and graceful, gentle like water. When she smiled, it was pure and flawless, a perfect beauty. It caused people's gaze to become dazed. Beside the 2 of them, there were 4 servants. 2 of them were Tian Lan and Xiao Dai, Shang Xinci's personal servants. The servants blocked the excited young men in the hall. As Shang Xinci and Shang Qiwen walked towards Fang Yuan's private room. Brother He Tu, Sister Bai Yun. Shang Xinci greeted, unable to hide the joy and excitement in her voice. Shang Yinfei used the man triumphing heaven goo to forcefully awaken her aperture. These 2 years, he used a lot of precious goo worms to raise her aptitude. From the lowest 20% D grade aptitude, it slowly rose to C grade 59%, a step away from B grade. Shang Yinfei paid such a huge price to nurture her and taught her personally. Shang Xinci felt his fatherly love, and her hatred vanished into thin air. Enjoying the love and bliss, Shang Yinfei chose many Gu masters to teach her. Shang Xinci stayed home for most of the time, studying more about Gu master cultivation of her own accord. She was smart and mature. Having faced some difficulties, she desired strength but was not arrogant, had strict goals for herself and improved by leaps and bounds, causing Shang Yinfei to be extremely pleased. This auction was a rare chance to relax. She had accepted Fang Yuan's invitation and wanted to come alone, but met Shang Qiwen along the way. Fang Zhang, I came uninvited. Are you going to chase me out? Shang Qiwen laughed as she followed Shang Xinci into the room. How would I dare to? Please take a seat. Fang Yuan invited her with a smile. Bai Ningbing sat at one side. Hearing this, she did not turn around, but remained expressionless. Shang Qiwen gave this ice beauty a curious look, thinking, outsiders say Bai Ningbing is cold and arrogant. It seems they were right. Next, she looked at Fang Yuan. Actually, this Fang Zheng is also extremely arrogant. After reaching 3rd inner city and winning all his battles, never having a single loss, many forces started recruiting him. Shan Chaofeng, Shang Qionyou, Shang Pu Lao and others, they even held a banquet and invited him personally, but were rejected. These 2 being together, truly birds of a feather flock together. Shang Qiwen controlled Shang Clan City's battle stage. She was extremely clear of Fang Yuan and Bai Ningbing's situation. Fang and Bai had never lost a battle since they joined the battle stage. They had overwhelming talent and were the most famous people in the battle zone. Their fame even rivaled the 2 great rank 4 Gu masters, Zhu Kaibei and Yin Tuesday. Anyone could tell that their future was promising. If any of the Shang clan young masters get their assistance, it would be a huge boost to their force. But she, Shang Qiwen, had no ambition, thus she did not send any invitations to them. Brother He Tu, it has been a while. Are you doing fine? I heard you fought with a Gu master called Ting Jiulong. Shang Xinci sat beside Fang Yuan, her gaze fixed on him as she asked in concern. Fang Yuan laughed lightly. It has only been 10 days since we met. Why has it been a while? As for Ting Jiulong, he could not even stop my advancement before losing. In this battle stage, only Zhu Kaibei and Yin Tu are a threat. The rest are nothing to be worried about. Fang Yuan's calm words displayed his extraordinary pride and self-confidence. As Shang Wen listened with shining eyes, and Shang Xinc's heart was moved once again.